Hey, 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 happy Friday, folks. I am hopping on to do a little bit of sharing. I'm in the mood. And it's Friday. So before I go pick up my little guy, I just wanted to hop on and chat a little bit about fears, why we want to really tune into our inner voice and find out the ones that we should be running towards and not away from. So for those of you that are new to me, hello, my name is Brooke-Sidney. Hello, hello, Tasha. Hello, you guys that are watching. So again, my name is Brooke-Sidney. I am an Abundance Accelerator, a Mind Soulful mentor, and an inner voice and soul story coach. So really, my goal is to help you love yourself and the lives you're presently living. That's my key thing. I don't want you waiting to have all that is here, all that is yours by divine right now. And so today what I'm doing is I wanted to pop on and talk about fears and really encourage you at some point to sit down in a loving and gentle way and either invite spirit in or meditate. Figure out what fear are you currently allowing to live in your life that's ultimately holding you back. And if that's a fear that you really should be running towards. And what I mean by that is that there's kind of two big continuums. There's love and then there's fear. And so we're either operating like in alignment with God's spirit in the love realm, or we're operating on the other side, which is in the natural, and it is perfectly human, but it's fear-based, right? And it is that same fear-based things that run in our mind, our reptilian brain. You guys have heard me talk about that before. That keeps us, quote unquote, safe. It doesn't help us grow, however. That's the challenge with it. We have safety, which is like comfort zone, and then we have growth, which is outside of the comfort zone. And that involves identifying fears that are stopping and blocking us. And what I focus on is abundance and happiness. And I do that through tools of mindfulness, mindset, and manifestation. And so today I wanted to get on and really talk about fears, and really I can even share with you as someone who's been there and done that and continues doing it. This is not a linear process. This is not, I wish I could tell you this was one and done. It's not. As we continue to grow and continue to develop, we're going to start seeing if we are reflective, right? And if we have people in our lives to shine the light back on us and be like, no, that is not right. That is not true. Or I see that and I want more for you. We will continue to uncover fears and blocks and obstacles that we want to bust through. So I can be perfectly honest and genuine and say that one of my fears, I didn't even know that I had it. And that fear was being emotionally vulnerable. So a little background on that is that I personally started having relationships, especially the more intimate relationships, the man relationships, all that stuff, with men who were quote unquote emotionally unavailable. I became like this really great thing that, oh, I want to be in a relationship with her. Oh, I want to kind of possess her. Oh, I want to have this, whatever it is, with her. But at the end of the day, they weren't really emotionally available or interested in having that type of level of commitment. So after a while, I can sit around and I can say, oh, these men suck, which, maybe they do. But that doesn't get me anywhere. That doesn't get me anywhere to the relationship that I want. That doesn't get me anywhere in terms of knowing what I do want and even knowing what it looks like. That's another big thing. Nor does it help me freaking grow. Let's be honest. Because if something keeps appearing in your life over and over again, different faces, different sizes, colors, whatever, but ultimately there's a thread that remains consistent. Even if that thread is, I'm not getting my emotional needs met, or that thread is that I'm not making I'm not making the money I want to make, or I'm not having the opportunities I wish to see. If you start seeing similar threads, it's time to dive in. That's when it's time to take it to prayer. That's when it's time to meditate on it, journal, or work with someone that can truly help you. And so I saw that I was ending up in relationships that were unfruitful, where I wasn't getting things that I wanted. And even, to be honest, I didn't even know how to describe it. I just knew that it wasn't good, right? Some people have labeled some of them abusive. The list goes on, right? But at the end of the day, there was something in me that was not seeing it or not hearing it. And in my particular case, it was actually not seeing it. I grew up in a household, I bless and I love my parents, but where emotions were not only not valued, they weren't heard. And because they weren't valued and because they weren't heard or acknowledged and definitely not encouraged, and I'm not going to get into all that because that's a whole nother live stream about those type of emotionally unhealthy households. But in that particular instance, right, it doesn't encourage you to express your emotions, nor if you don't have a reciprocal person on the other end, you don't even know what that environment, you don't even know what that type of relationship looks like. There you go. And guess what? Scoot, scoot, scoot into adult world you go. You don't have the skills to really not only know what emotional vulnerability is and how it's healthy, how you share, but also to know what to look for in another partner. So now the fear that I've been running towards is the idea of opening up in that space in a healthy and freeing way, right? A healthy, freeing, and empowering way, and not allowing the other person's response, right, good or bad, to dictate me continuing to open myself up, to pursue emotionally available relationships, and to continue to work on being not closed off, right? Because if you grow up in something where you are not honored for sharing your emotions and feelings, it's natural for you to be more closed off in that area. So if you're experiencing any of that, if you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know. I'm your girl. I have worked through those issues. It has taken time, and I feel like it's an ongoing thing, as with all of our fears, right? A lot of fears we inherit from our parents, ding, ding, or we have some sort of trauma or things that come up in our lives that allow these things to kind of take root. And so it's important not only to understand where it came from, but it's more important to figure out where we want to go. I concentrate with my clients on where they want to go. It's not about digging up therapy, going super, super deep. Let's go uncover. Let's spend 20 sessions talking about all the bad that's happened to you. No, no, no. Let's acknowledge that something did happen, but let's spend all of our time, all of our energy, all of our focus on what we want to happen, where we want to go, and shift that fear-based place into a love-based place to have more abundance, both inner and outer, in our lives. So I'm just giving on just to give you an example, because all of us, right, if we're being real, if we're being authentic, and we're doing the work, we're constantly evaluating and growing. We're constantly seeking to become the best, highest versions of ourselves. As I say to my clients, the version that the divine, God, spirit sees, right? We are that person, and we're the only person blocking ourselves from not only seeing ourselves that way, but living that life, which is full of abundance. It is full of happiness. It is all about claiming it right now by divine right. And so I help people step into all that is here right now, presently and available to you. Because if you're not having all the things that you want, there's a fear, there's a block, there's something standing in your way. And 9 times out of 10, if you don't know what it is and you keep having the same things happen and the same fears, you need some help figuring it out. Check out my Abundance Accelerator program. It's really where you are going to get one-on-one help with whatever you would like to work on, and shift the heck out of it. Start seeing it. This program is not for someone that's afraid to look kind of at the back of their head, the place that they can't see in the mirror, to step forward and courageously say, I am entering. Not I'm trying, I am entering the next level of my life. I am entering the next dimension of my money possibilities, of my exploration, my happiness possibilities, because ultimately it's all like right here. But I just wanted to get on and share. I've got to go pick up my little guy, but I'm really encouraging you today, it is Friday, to really start stepping into, whatever fear is holding you back. Don't allow it to take hold, right? There's love and then there's fear, and everything we want is over here on the love side, the aligned side, the spirit side. We have a choice though. We have a choice. And the life that we have right now in front of us is the one that has been created by our thoughts and beliefs that we had up until now. And so many of us, myself included, have had help shifting out of those outdated beliefs that have kept me, and I gave the example today, in relationships that didn't serve me. So now, with the power of knowing it, guess what? It increases my selection and choice ability. And ultimately, that is empowerment and that is freedom. And that's what we want in every single moment and in every single area of our lives. So I'm encouraging you today to not only look at your fears, but make a decision as to which fear you want to run towards and not away from, so that you can start having the things that you want in your life. And for those of you that are ready to really seriously commit to the next level, step into my Abundance Accelerator program. Get some help making the shift. Why take 5 years when you can do it in a couple months or less? I encourage you to check it out, and I want you to have an amazing weekend full of so much fun, so much abundance, so much light, and so much joy. I will see you guys later.